This week was Watch Week in Dubai, and I want to show you some of the latest releases that we got to see. First up is the new Tudor Ranger in the 36mm diameter. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know that I love a 36mm watch. I think it's usually the optimal size, and I think that we're going to see more and more brands start to downsize their watches to this 36 to 38mm diameter range. To me, this is exactly what you're looking for in terms of a field watch. It's simple, but it's aesthetically pleasing, and it's easy to read with this neutral dial and the ability to easily swap bracelets. This is a perfect everyday watch. And I love that cream color. They're calling it Dune. It's almost Fauxtina, but to me, it's more just a cream color. I really like it. And to me now, this Tudor Ranger is really the little brother of the Explorer. Then we've got the Louis Vuitton Escale. I hope I've said that correctly, but they've fitted it with two new stone dials, and one of them being my personal favorite stone dial, which is malachite, and then the other is this turquoise. And this is another trend that I've been talking about on my channels, if you've noticed, and it is the stone dial revival. Today, it feels like a lot of brands are starting to move towards offering a stone dial. Louis Vuitton was not known for their watchmaking quality. They were known for fashion watches. But recently, they've really turned a page and they started producing in-house movements, and the craftsmanship of their cases, their dials, and just their watches in general has really gone up, and it's caught the eye of a lot of watch aficionados and collectors. Really impressive stuff from a brand that isn't known for their watches. Another brand that's playing into the stone dial trend is Gerald Genta, with their latest release, the Meteorite Genissima Orson. Truly a lovely watch. The way that they've matched this beading texture to the bracelet, the bezel, the crown, and even the rotor weight. Now this version is a little bit larger. It comes in at 41mm in diameter, but because there's no lugs, it's actually going to wear a lot smaller than a 41mm with lugs would, because that lug to lug distance sits smaller on your wrist. And just to hammer home my point about the stone dial trend, Moser went and released their Meteorite Streamliner Perpetual Moon concept, where they've given the meteorite a golden hue that sort of matches the hands and the moon phase indicator, giving it a really sleek overall feel that also feels very Moser. And like most Mosers, it looks simple, but underneath it's incredibly complex, and the craftsmanship overall is top-notch. For example, the new HMC 270 automatic movement has a moon phase accuracy of 1 day per every 1,027 years. Obviously, this is not an everyday watch, but if you have a larger collection, this would be a beautiful piece to add to the collection. Next, we'll swim over to Omega for their update on the Seamaster Planet Ocean for its 20th anniversary. And this is a significantly different than the previous versions. They've gone for a very angular cut to the case, and they've given it a titanium case back as well as a flatter crystal on top. They haven't, however, gone for a smaller case, coming in at 42mm in diameter, with a lug-to-lug distance of 47.5mm, making this a bit of a larger watch. But it has gotten slimmer a few millimeters, so that's going to make the overall feel of it a little smaller as well, so it's going to kind of balance itself out. At first glance, I don't love this watch. I really do want to see it in person to get a full understanding of it before I say that I don't like it. But to me, it just feels a little bit too angular, and not in an intentional way. It just looks like they tried to add some angles to make it look new. And it's not very Omega looking to me. It's not my favorite. Let me know what you think of this one down in the comments. I'm curious to hear what you have to say. Now, this isn't normally when brands release their watches. They usually do that in the spring at Watches and Wonders and the other watch fairs going on at that time. But with so much noise at that time, maybe it's smart for these brands like Omega to do major launches and other releases at this time where there's less noise and they're going to be able to stand out a little bit more. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed this one, please follow along, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.